always travel the world to go behind the scenes of the greatest computer games. This time we visited one company in California, USA, that's using Hollywood-style talent and effects to impress today's gaming public. Oddworld Inhabitants is a new company which created Abe's Oddysee, voted Best PlayStation Game at the 1997 E3 trade show. After playing the game ourselves, we couldn't agree more. This was definitely a case of one software developer who wasn't playing by the rules. There are plenty of famous actors and directors who've lent their names to movie-like games, but Oddworld's co-founders Sherry McKenna and Lorne Lanning are from a world of special effects and theme park rides. They left behind big budgets and state-of-the-art equipment because they never had full control of a project.
When you are the vendor, the client thinks that they know more than you do about what you're basically doing. So you'll have the suits come down and say, yeah, that looks great. Can you make it blue? And so basically, my whole career has been spent listening to other folks tell me how to do what I'm supposed to be an expert at doing.
Following on from their work together on another theme park ride at Universal Studios, Lanning convinced McKenna that the games market was somewhere they could finally keep creative control. And so Abe was born, a worker at a meat factory who becomes a little too curious for his own good. He discovers that his race, the Gentle Mudokan, is about to be used for a new range of tasty snacks. So now he must escape and begin a quest to save his people from Moloch the Glutton. With 30 years of combined 3D visual effects experience between them, a highly sophisticated 2D platformer wasn't what people were expecting from this team.
Most of the development community, not the game buyers, but the development community said 3D is what's going to make better gameplay. Well, they're wrong. And game players today know that they're wrong because they've got 100 games on a shelf that aren't as good as many of the games they used to play in 2D. 3D is not that important right now. Eventually we'll go 3D, but right now what's important is making better gameplay, and that's where so many people have missed it entirely.
Bringing Lanning's vision to life required an unbelievable number of pre-production drawings. Up to 70 designs might have been submitted for just one element before a final model could be created to allow digitization. Because, as you've probably guessed, the best way to make 2D visuals look realistic is to model and animate them in 3D first.
We don't just animate from a side view. We make sure that the animation works and the weight works from a front view, from a top view, and from a 3/4 perspective view. We want to make it as solid as possible all the way through, which is why when we do movies, the characters seem like they exist, because there's a center of gravity.
Of course, what was going on behind the characters was just as important, and the resulting backgrounds could easily be mistaken for paintings. With careful planning between the background artists, animators and programmers, both cut sequences and interactive gameplay were joined seamlessly. Just as you can be immersed into a fictional world at the movies, Oddworld were aiming for the same approach on the smaller screen.
What I want to see is I want to see a rich world. I want to see Star Wars. I want to see a fantasy place. And I want to get pulled into that place, and I want to have characters in that world that are believably in that world.
Like the storyline of the game itself, Abe's Oddysee is an epic, and there's a lot more to say about this impressive achievement. We'll be returning to Oddworld and our trip to California in another episode to find out more about the small guy with the big plans.